My name is Marv Fox Jr., and this is Meticulous Basketball. For the next hour or so, I'll show you a collection of drills that will help you become a more complete basketball player. And by complete, I mean fundamentally sound. On the offensive end, you want to be able to perform 5 fundamental skills: passing, dribbling, scoring, moving without the basketball, and catching. If you can perform these 5 skills with contact, you're going to put yourself in great position to not only be a team member, but a contributing and productive team member. You also want to be able to maximize your skill in one of these 5 areas. That's how you can change the game. So maybe you are a great ball handler. You consistently get to the paint. Maybe you're a great passer. The team's able to run the offense through you because you're able to get everybody involved. Or maybe you catch well. Now, how does catching help you change the game? Maybe you're good on defense, or maybe you're awesome at rebounding the basketball. You want to be a complete player, but you also want to have a niche that makes you unique and helps you to change the game. I want to give you a workout that will be progressive. We'll start with drills that are low intensity to high intensity. We'll break down drills and then give you more complicated concepts so that you can use what we're doing here on the training floor and transition it to the basketball court. You can take some of what we're doing and implement it into your own workout, or you can take the entire workout and just try to mimic it when you're working in the gym. Let's get started. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start off with our passing drills. Now with the passing drills, we're going to work on our footwork, which every drill that we do in basketball is going to be a footwork drill, but we're also going to work on our hands in terms of the pass and in terms of the catch. So we'll start off with some basic drills, and we'll progress the drills moving forward to things that are more complicated. We're going to use one ball, then eventually we'll use 2 basketballs, so that, again, if you are a novice player, we have drills for you, but if you are a more experienced player, we have drills to hopefully challenge you so you can continue to grow as a basketball player. The first thing we're going to work on is this concept called a push pass, okay? Push pass. My push pass looks a lot like my jump shot. I want to treat my pass a lot like my jump shot in terms I want to have one hand on the side, I want to have one hand behind the basketball, and when I pass the basketball, I want to make sure that I'm following through. So all I want to do is make sure that my hips are low, my knees are bent, I'm in the stance. I'm just going to work on passing the basketball, keeping my chest high, hips low, and passing the basketball. After I get done with that, I go to the other side, passing the basketball, because I got to be able to pass with both my left and my right hand with equal comfort. All right? Simple drill. That's a drill that I might do for maybe 50 passes or maybe 30 seconds just to get myself warmed up. Once I get done, then I might take a step back and work on my bounce pass. Same concept, hips low, knees bent. I'm working on passing the ball, but I'm also working on catching the basketball as well. And as you get good at this, you may want to try to take your eyes off the ball for a little bit so you can work on being able to catch the basketball with your peripheral vision. So my eyes are up, I'm looking here, but I know where the basketball is in space, and I can still grab it and get my hands on the basketball. So now what we're going to work on is, we're going to work on passing the basketball off the bounce. Well, before we do that, we will pass the ball just with one hand, okay? And we're just going to work on catching the basketball with one hand. So we're catching it with one hand, because at some point, you might have to hold off a defender and make a pass. So you got to be able to handle and catch with one hand. Same thing with the other side. Still working on my accuracy. I don't want to baby the ball off the wall. I want to pound the ball off the wall so I can use my left hand in game time situations and make a pass. Now we'll start to progress the drill to a bounce. And if you talk about elite guards, or most of your elite guards are able to pound the basketball and deliver. So how do we work on that concept? I'm going to give you some corny verbiage here, but it makes sense. When I'm off the dribble, I want to pound the ball and get it on the platter so I can serve it. Sounds funny, sounds weird, but that's what's happening. I want to pound the basketball, get on the platter so I can serve it. So what I'm going to do is just pound the basketball hard in this driving stance. My hips are low, my knees are bent, feet are staggered, and I want to pound it and deliver. And again, I'm working on my hands. If I can catch the basketball comfortably with one hand, I'm going to be able to do it with two hands in a game time situation. I can also work on my bounce pass too. Try to keep low so you can get stronger operating low. Now again, a lot of these drills that we're doing, I would do them for maybe 50 passes, or potentially do them for a minute, or do them till you feel comfortable, just so that you give yourself a chance to make some mistakes, but you give yourself enough time to master the drill. All right, now we did the one bounce. Now we're going to add maybe a couple of dribble combinations, and I'm just going to do some random combinations, but these are things that you could do as well. Make sure that once you pass the ball, you always adjust your footwork. So if I do a cross, I'm always going to step to make my pass. If I go between the legs twice, my foot is going to be forward. That's the foot that I want to balance with, because this is on the same side as my hand. So if I go to the right side, right leg. If I go here, left leg, left hand. So let's get after it. Cross, step pass. Between the legs, step pass. Always want to stay low, wide stance, nice and strong, got a good foundation. And every time I pass, I want to step, because I'm probably going to have to step around my defender. I'm not going to do passes where I'm passing straight through the guy. I'm always going to be passing around. Now let's work on some behind the back concepts. Is this fancy? No, it's fundamentally sound. Sometimes when you're in transition, or maybe you're in the half-court set, you get to the paint and they take away this pass or this pass, but you got to get it to the other side. Sometimes this is the only thing that's available. So let's start with a little behind the back drill. We'll go behind the back, working on one hand, just working on our catch, trying to control it, trying to hit the same spot. Some gyms have dots on the wall to help you out. What I try to do is make sure that every time I catch the basketball, it's coming back to the same spot. So that's the way that I use these bricks as a way to be targeted, so that I'm getting the basketball right where I want it. Same thing on the other side, so you can see what my hand is doing. Trying to hit the same spot. I don't want to move my feet, because if I move my feet, then that means that I'm out of control. So I want to keep my feet stationary and work on handling that basketball. Now I go behind my back, same thing. Now I catch it with two hands. I don't know how many behind the back passes with one hand I'm going to make. So I'll catch you with two, collect it, make sure I got possession of it. Go back the other way. And again, I'm doing this for at least a minute, maybe 2 minutes, or maybe I do it for 50 reps, or I do it until I feel comfortable. Now, what I might do now is off the bounce, I guess I will use one hand from time to time. Now I'm working on handling. And you never know, maybe you're coming off the pick and roll, the big pops, and you can't throw across your body to get it to him. The defender's right here. So you go behind your back. You ever watch LeBron James play with Chris Bosh? This was a common thing. You'll see a lot of that this year, playing with Kevin Love. Come off the pick and roll, can't get it to him this way, behind the back pass. Now we'll elevate the drill a little bit. We're going to use two basketballs now. We'll elevate two basketballs, and now we're going to work on some of the same drills that we just did using two balls. Let's up the ante a little bit. Push pass, two basketballs. Hips low, knees bent, consistent mechanics, consistent passes, give me consistent results. Switch it up, left hand, under control, controlling the basketballs, able to mess up but still gain control. Now, what you may want to do is work on your footwork a little bit. So now, just going back a little bit, I can Work on fast feet. All right, it's just something to think about. So now we'll take the 2 basketballs, and now we're going to work on one-hand passes. One-hand pass, 2 balls. Hips are low, and this drill is going to require a lot of touch, a lot of coordination, a lot of focus. I'm showing you the one-handed dribble, so you can see what it looks like before we do the 2 ball. Hips low, knees bent, chest up. Let's go to the left hand. And if you ever feel like you got to lose control, just grab it with 2 and then go back to 1. Work on your concentration, stay focused, stay low. Make sure that every pass is accurate. The next thing that we'll work on now is dribbling or passing off the dribble. So now we're in our stance, we're low. Pounding the basketball. We always want to make that step or take that step anytime we pass. I'm always getting on the platter so I can serve it. Other way, same thing. Now I might use some dribble moves before I pass the basketball. Cross. A lot of different combinations you can use. If you're really experienced in using using 2 balls for your dribbling, you can be experimental and just go. But if you're trying to develop the skill set of dribbling 2 balls, or just developing your dribbling skill set altogether, you may want to stick with 1 move and then work on your pass. All right, so now we're going to work on a concept I call transit form dribbling. Just like you want to work on form shooting, you want to go about 50 to 75%, just work on your form, not going too fast, but giving yourself a chance to perform great execution. That's what this transit form dribbling drill is going to be all about. Right now I have my good friend Parker LePage with me. He's going to be helping me out so that you can see some of the concepts from a younger ball player's perspective, all right? So what we're going to do is we're going to work on 5 moves. We're going to work on our crossover, we're going to work on in and out, between the legs, behind the back, and our east-west move. East-west move. So I'll talk about these moves as I'm doing them and give you some quick tips to make sure that this move is not only a drill that's going to help you become a better ball player and keep you more skilled, but also make sure that it's game ready. Let's get after it. All right, let's go in and out, in and out. Job. Hips low, knees bent. Keep those feet moving, keep those feet moving. I'm gonna take 5 steps to get out of traffic, and I'm going here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm using the chairs to train my feet. I also want to use the chairs to train my body to go east-west downhill. So as you see, I'm always making these moves that are east-west, but at the same time, I'm keeping my feet moving. I want to be very efficient with my footwork. So it's very important that no matter what I'm doing with the ball, my feet are constantly on attack, attacking the defender, so that anytime that defender takes one side, I can now go to the other side and be a threat. Now let's go east-west dribble. 2 dribbles, two dribble move with 1 hand. It's going to take us 5 to get through traffic in 5 steps. Cross at the end, cross at the end. Good job. Hips low, knees bent. Sell it, sell it, sell it. Make that defender think you're going the other way. Here we go. Nice. So now we're going to do our crossover. Same thing. Hips are low. our knees are bent. I want to handle this basketball below my knees. I'm not giving you this one. I'm not giving you any of that. It's probably effective for some players, but it's not effective for me. I want to stay low to the ground and keep changing directions with my body so that at any given time, if the defender slips, if they bite one way or the other, I can attack. Hips low. You keep it real simple. Staying fundamentally sound. Keeping everything real tight, tight to the body. Last one, Parker. Nice. Now the last one, no, I'm sorry. This next one, typically, I've seen it done a lot of different ways. We're going to keep our footwork consistent. We're not going to change our footwork. We're going to go between the legs 5 times. I want to keep my hips low and make sure I'm going east-west, attack east-west, keeping the basketball low so that all my moves are consistent. And we want to make sure that all our moves are consistent so that we can connect the moves onto one another to create different dribble combinations. I don't want to cross over one way, go between the legs another way, because if my footwork is inconsistent, it's going to affect the effectiveness of my dribble moves. So we'll get to that a little bit later, but now we're going to go between the legs. Hips low, 5 steps, 5 dribbles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job, good job. Stay low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure after you get to this last one, 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you get here, pound the heck out of this basketball. Because from here, you might have a pull-up, you might have a pass, or you may want to accelerate. If this dribble isn't explosive onto the ground, it may slow up your move and cause it to be less effective. So Parker, going through these moves, when you go between your legs, I want you to pound that basketball as you get out of there, just so that the people can see move, 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 move. And then once you get by your defender, you pound it so that now you're able to be explosive on the go. Let's look at it. That's okay. Pound it. Good job, good job. Let's start from back here. Now we'll go behind the back. Behind the back is probably the toughest one. Feet up moving, and you got to handle this basketball moving forward with the ball behind you. Nice part, nice part. That's okay, it's okay. Almost got it stuck behind there. One more time. That's okay, that's okay. Now, I talked about our footwork being consistent. Now we're going to give you some dribble combinations. I call these combination plays. Transit form dribbling, combination plays. We're going to go in and out, cross, leg, back. In and out, cross, leg, back. Let's look at it. Look how my feet are always moving in the same pattern. In and out, cross, leg, back. Nice, nice. In and out, cross, leg, back. In and out, cross. Oh, got it wrong, I got it wrong. Finish up for us. Nice work. Let's give another one out. Let's go. Leg, leg, back, in and out. Leg, leg, back, in and out. Leg, leg, back, in and out. Let's see it. Leg, leg, back. Nice, nice. Leg, leg, back, in and out. Nice work, nice work. Let's go one more, Parker. Let's go east, west, leg, east, west, leg, back, back. All right? East, west, leg, back. Let's see what we got. East, west, leg, back, back. Nice, nice. East, west, leg, back, back. Nice, nice. You messed up? Let's go one more time. East, west, leg, back, back. Nice work, nice work. So there you have it. Transit form dribbling. We got the basics down. I call this the zigzag series, by the way. Transit form dribbling. This is our zigzag series. Obviously, you're always going east, west, zigzag. And you saw the combination plates. Now I'm going to give you the in and out series. Let's get to it. So now I'm going to show you the transit form dribbling in and out series, okay? Now, you see the chairs are lined up a little bit different now because we're going to be constantly going in and out. Now, we're going to do the in and out move, but we're also going to have our bodies going in and out, working on the same concept. But what I like to do sometimes is I like to work on the same concept in a lot of different ways so that I can keep my training fresh. If you have one form shooting drill, you should probably have maybe 3 or 4 form shooting drills so that you never get bored. Greats don't get bored getting better. They don't get bored. They don't get bored doing the small stuff because it's those small things that allow you to perform big on big stages. Okay, so we want to keep our training fresh and always give ourselves maybe 2 to 3 drills that we can use for one concept so that our training doesn't get stale. So we'll just jump right into it. In and out, east, west, crossover between the legs and then behind the back. Let's look at it. In and out. And make sure you stay on the same side, because if you stay on the same side, you can come down right and go back left. Let's go. In and out. Nice work. Keep your hips low. Control the basketball. And try to get your foot inside. The big thing is to get your foot inside so you can actually get your defender to bite for your lateral action. East, west. Parker, you wait right there. When you do this, make sure that you're giving the defender more than just a ball fake. Give him a shoulder fake. Give him an eye fake. Make sure that he thinks that you're going to go this way. You got some defenders out there that might not go for that, but you got a lot of defenders that will. So if I can give a guy a shoulder fake, ball fake, eye fake, so on and so forth, and get him the just a tad bit, I have the advantage now. All right, let's come back. East, west, one more time. All right, now we're going to give you the crossover move. Same thing, in and out of traffic. Always keeping that basketball tight. Always keeping that basketball tight. Below the knees, because it's easy to control down there. You start getting that basketball way out here, you're in trouble. Allen Iverson was awesome at it, and there's a few other people who get the ball way out here. Jamal Crawford, they get the thing out here, and you got to respect it because they can pull up and shoot. Stephen Curry's another one. They go here and they can shoot, but until your J becomes that lethal and that deadly, if you bring it out here against a good defender, it might take it away from you. So work on the fundamentals first before we get advanced. All right, so now we got 2 more.